Is an infrared sauna better than a traditional sauna? Well, there's nothing quite like sweating in a sauna, right? Have you ever been in one? They're amazing. And in this video or audio, depending on where you're listening to this, you're going to hear how I created an $8,000 sauna for only $150. But first, let's talk about why this was important to me. So first, let's learn about infrared saunas. Now, if you want to skip ahead, you can. If you're looking at YouTube, just go ahead right to the timestamp. If you're on the podcast, you just have to just kind of go ahead a little bit and find it. But anyway, you tend to feel more relaxed in any kind of a sauna, right? You feel the heat relieves sore muscles and it improves your overall sense of health and well-being. There's so many benefits. But if the high temperatures of a traditional sauna are just too much for you to handle, an infrared sauna might be exactly what you need because it gives you all of the benefits of a sauna without that high heat. You're still going to be warm, don't get me wrong. So what is an infrared sauna? Well, unlike a traditional sauna, it is a sauna that doesn't really focus on heating the air around you. Instead, it uses infrared lamps that are electromagnetic radiation, very, very safe, to warm your body directly. These saunas are infrared panels, basically, and instead of a conventional heat to easily penetrate the human tissue, it heats up your body before it heats up the air. Now, I'm going to get into this in a minute because a lot of people like that warmth, and I specifically do like that warm feeling of a sauna. And I'm going to tell you how I created that, where you're getting your body heated, but you're also getting some of the air a little bit warm around you, so you feel that relaxation. Now, understand that an infrared sauna can operate at a much lower temperature, usually between 120 and 140 Fahrenheit, where a traditional sauna is like usually closer up to 180, 200. And an infrared sauna is only about 20% of the heat going into the air, and the other 80% is actually going to your body. Where, now understand this, when you get a traditional sauna, you're heating the air and you basically just have to hope that the air warms you. So an infrared sauna is just much more efficient. And supporters of infrared saunas say that the heat penetrates more deeply than just warmed air, which I don't know 100% if that's true, but it feels like it. I can just tell you what it feels like. And this is also more tolerable because you're not sitting in hot air. So although your core temperature is going to increase, you're not going to be sitting there feeling like you're just overwhelmed. Now, what are some of the benefits of using an infrared sauna? So the benefits of using an infrared sauna are plentiful. I really researched this for over a year, and I'll tell you in a minute why it was so important for me to research this. But in general, you get better sleep, you get more relaxation, detoxification, weight loss, relief from sore muscles, clear and tighter skin, improved circulation. It helps people with fatigue and joint pain such as arthritis. It also helps people with cancer. And for me personally, my husband and I had always looked into getting a sauna. Through the years, we looked into it and we just could not justify the amount of money for the type that we wanted. And there was always something different, always something for the kids, or, we needed to get a new car or whatever. And we just could not look at a sauna and go, okay, you know what, we're going to spend $8,000 on the one that we want. It just did not make sense. And they were always really bulky. Then my husband was diagnosed with cancer. Things then for me got different. All of a sudden, it made sense for me to have a sauna. And it was worth every penny at that time, a year ago, for me to say, you know what, we're going to invest in this. But then I started researching infrared saunas because they are traditionally what is mostly used for cancer patients. And there's a lot of different research. And if you're looking on YouTube or on my website, in fact, no matter where you are right now, go over to my website because I'm going to have much more information on this. So just go to thefinanceTherapist.com and check out the studies and the research that I have for different types of challenges, whether it's cancer or arthritis or fatigue or whatever. So there's a lot there. But I want you to know that there have been many, many studies that have proven that there are many different types of health conditions that definitely benefited from infrared saunas as opposed to a traditional sauna. Now, some of these were, smaller 10-person studies, and others had, obviously many more people. So there's no negative reports when it comes to infrared saunas that I researched. Now, of course, there's the possibilities of overheating or dehydrating, and stuff like that. And of course, if you're pregnant or you have heart disease, you have to make sure that you're following your doctor's orders. However, even if your sweat session doesn't do all of the things it claims to do, at least it still feels good. But again, there are many, many studies. So how do you use an infrared sauna? And I know you're probably wondering, am I going to get to how I made mine? Yes, I am. But first, let's talk about how you use it, because this is really important. Number one, you have to drink water. Make sure you're hydrated before going into the infrared sauna, even though it's not like a traditional sauna where there's pellets and steam and all of that. You're still going to get warm, and your body is still going to get warm. So you need to drink water. So drink a glass of water before your session, maybe bring some in, and just make sure that if you're sensitive to higher heat, that you're hydrating enough, and you have a shorter session as well. Choose the temperature. So if you can choose the temperature, do that. You can always increase the temperature if you want, but always start with the lowest temperature possible. In that, you want to make sure that you're also making sure that you're not using, you're not utilizing too much of the time. So really just start with 5 or 10 minutes. There's no shame in that. In fact, 5 or 10 minutes can actually be very beneficial. And especially in your busy lifestyle, that's probably initially all you have, that's all you really have sometimes when you're really busy. I find, and the reason why I'm saying this is many people that are interested in saunas tend to be really busy. They tend to have stiff muscles, stiff joints, and they're stressed out. And when I say to go ahead and, spend 20 minutes doing yoga or meditating, they're like, what? And where am I going to get that time? So I totally get that being in a sauna for 20 or 30 minutes is a lot. So start with 5 or 10 minutes. And honestly, you probably need to get used to it. So start at that level. You don't want to stay in there too long and risk becoming dehydrated. Clothing is your choice. It is better if you're in an infrared sauna to have less on. So, bathing suits, your underwear, things like that. Like that is what you want to wear. So a tank top and shorts is a good idea. So how you dress is your choice, and, just do whatever is comfortable. But with an infrared sauna, it's all about heating the body. So if you're wearing a lot of clothing, it's going to first have to heat the clothing and get through the body. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So I would say less is more here. What can you do while you're in the sauna? Okay, so say you're going to be in there for now maybe 15 minutes. What can you do? Well, don't go to sleep, number one, but you can relax, you can read, you can meditate, you can listen to music. If it's big enough, you can have a friend there, you can just chit chat. I will tell you that with an infrared sauna, it's important to use protective eyewear, much like if you were going to go somewhere like a tanning booth, those types of glasses. It's very, very important because these types of lamps are very strong. So you don't want to stare directly at them. But if you're not staring directly at them, you could read if you want. Me personally, I'm more of someone that likes to just listen to music and just kind of zen out while I'm in there. Kill a couple birds with one stone, meditate, pray, do all of that. When the session is over, it's very important for you to just take time to let yourself cool down. So as soon as you want to be done, don't just like hop up and leap out, right? You need to just kind of sit a little bit. You need to drink some more water, take a shower or bath, just get really comfortable. Decide also how many sessions a week you're going to have. When you first start your sauna treatments, you're going to maybe only want 1 treatment a week, but then you can move up to 3 to 4 or even 5 days a week if you want. Some people do it daily. Now, What should you know before you try an infrared sauna if you've never had one? Number one, you do not drink alcohol in there. If you have a fever, don't go in with a fever. Right now, lots of people have COVID. Don't go in if you're in your first 5 days of COVID or exhibiting symptoms of that or any illness. It will cause you to sweat, and you might get a little lightheaded when you stand up. So if this happens, make sure you get up slowly. And again, the key is to drink as much water as possible. In extreme cases, some people might get overheated, and that could even mean heat stroke or heat exhaustion or dehydration. You need to understand that this is a sauna. So even though you're going to be doing maybe a do-it-yourself one and saving lots of money, it doesn't mean that it's going to be less effective. In fact, this is what we're going to get to now, it can be more effective. So I looked at a ton of saunas, I tried them out, and the one that I really had my heart set on was about $8,000. But I just remember thinking like, okay, it's $8,000, but it's mostly wood. And the lights in it are really not as strong as some of the lights that I could buy. And it seems really bulky. And where am I going to put it? And yeah, I could put it in exactly the spot that I built mine, but it just felt bulky. And in addition to bulky, it was bulky on the outside, but there wasn't a lot of room on the inside. And I thought, why would I spend $8,000 on something I'm not completely happy with? So that being said, I researched and I found the kind of material that I wanted for the walls and curtain, because I made it where we got a ceiling rod so that we could hang these curtains basically that I made. And with these curtains, it actually closed us in and created a room that was much more roomy than the $8,000 one. So you could easily put 4 people in this room and sauna basically, and you would still have plenty of room. I bought the bulbs, I bought the lamps. Instead of using any kind of wall mount, what I did is I used an old coat rack. And with this coat rack that was a little bit wide, I was able to hang the lights from the coat rack. The material that I used for the walls and the curtain it's actually like an emergency type of fabric. And so, or blanket, I should say. So that was something that created more heat. And this is what I was talking about earlier. You don't have to do this, but if you want the feeling of extra heat, you would want to use something like that would hold the heat in. So while you're in this type of room, you have the bulbs on, it's the long and short waves. I have more information on my blog on that. And also, by the way, I have all of the information that you could possibly need about how to make this with links to Amazon. I bought everything through Amazon, and you could purchase everything. And I have instructions that are very detailed on my blog as well. But listen, for $150, you can get everything that you need, and you can make yourself a really nice sauna. So I hope that you visit my blog, check it out. And again, I have more research and more studies. I think it's just a really positive thing to do. It's great for your immune system, and it feels good. And there's not many times in life right now that we can say that we're doing something that is not only good for us, but feels luxurious. We're in tough times right now still. And I feel that having a sauna is a way to help us in our wellness and help our emotions as well. It's just a good, luxurious thing to do. You don't have to leave home. You've got it right in your home, and it is the kind of thing that can fit anywhere. So on my blog, I also have different ideas of even how to create one in your closet. So anyway, on that, I hope you have a great day. If you have any comments, please leave them over at my blog. I would love to interact with you. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, you've already seen some photos, hop over to my blog. I would love to show you more and help you get started on this process of starting your own luxurious, beautiful infrared sauna for your health.